Aloha kako, my name is Laʻakea Stone. I'm from Hilo, Hawaii. I've been dancing for Hālau Kekuhi for 12 years. So I think it was in 2009, I did my first dyeing with Auntie Nalani at her house, and we dyed Olena, and that was for our first performance in Keoho. And also it was for our first Merry Monarch, which was supposed to be in 2010. So I dyed with Nānahu, which is ash or coal of wood, and we used ohia wood, and we dyed our costumes for Merry Monarch this year. Before the dye process itself, you need to get your pigment, which is the coal, and you need, first of all, you need wood, and you need to chop the wood down so you can burn it to get to a coal state. So you need all the materials you need to burn it and burn it safely. So we used a hibachi. So you chop the wood and you put it in the hibachi, you burn it, and you have to watch it in order for it to get to the coal state. And then after that, when you have your pigment, then you need all your dye things, which is your bikini, your stove, your propane tank. You need a cover for the bikini. You need a stirring stick because it's going to be really hot, so you need a good stirring stick that's not going to melt. And you also need your material to dye. And then I also used iron pills to act as a mordant and an intensifier for the coal pigment. First of all, you need to get your coal, which means you need to get your wood, chop it up to little pieces, and burn it to a coal state. You need to be careful when you're doing this part because you don't want it to turn into the white ash. You want it to turn into the black coal, because that's where the pigment is, and that's where you want to. That's what you want to use to dye. So after you do that, you have to smash it up into finer pieces. Not necessarily powder, but mostly powder, and smash it up to like small little chunks of the coal. And then what I used is iron for my mordant and my intensifier. So I crushed up around 50 iron pills. So after you have your coal to dye with and your iron pills, then you need to prepare your material that you're going to dye with. There's many different ways to do this. I put my pelon material in the washer on just like a rinse cycle. Other people put their material into a bikini or a bin full of water to rinse out their material before dyeing. The idea here is to get the material ready to receive the dye. After your dye material is ready and you have your pigment and you have your mordant, then you can start the dye process, which is getting the water in your bikini to a boil. So that takes around 45 minutes to an hour, especially if you have a lid on top of your bikini. Boiling will be faster. So after your water comes to a boil, you can now put in your Nānahu and your mordant into the boiling water. So when you put those things in, you have to let it boil for 45 minutes to an hour again. After your Nānahu and your iron is in the dye bath for about 45 minutes, you can now start putting your material in to dye. So you feed your material evenly into the bikini, and after everything is in, then you put down the heat, maybe halfway, and let it like simmer. You don't want it to boil, and you turn down your heat. Make sure you're stirring your material in the dye bath. You just have to watch out because some of the chunks of the Nānahu is a little sharp, so you don't want it to rip your material. So you can also use the lid here to cover your bikini when you're not stirring it. So that process takes about 45 minutes to an hour, and you're keep on, and every like 10 minutes maybe you're gonna be stirring it, flipping it over, making sure every part of the pilon is getting the dye. After about 45 minutes to an hour, you can turn off your heat, and what I did was I soaked my material in that dye bath for 5 days. And every morning I would flip over the material in the dye bath, just so they can, the dye can reach every part of the pilon and get soaked in there. So it's even, so I have an even dye. After you soak your dye for 5 days, you can take it out and hang it up overnight. And then after you see that it dried off, you'll see some powdery residue of the Nānahu, and then you can take like a brush or a small broom and brush it all off. And then you'll see that it comes out as a dark gray, almost black. And that's the color we want. So my experience with this dye was good. I've never done it before. So like any other thing, I was a little hesitant, but when I just went into it and I did it, everything came out great. And yeah, I'm really happy with the results. I would definitely recommend this dye if you wanted that dark gray, almost black color for your material that you're dyeing. Yeah, if you have any questions.